Hello, this is RetroRyoHazuki81. Yes, going live here. Live stream. Just wanna give this a little boost here. Okay, yes, I'm RetroRyoHazuki81. Hello, everybody. Starting my YouTube channel, going online. Okay, yes, so the title, the subject theme of this video is RetroRyoHazuki81 is live. Turn this down. So it is RetroRyoHazuki81 is live. My current status and my injury update. Okay, so the title of this video is just as I stated, and yeah, just so I'm living my life day by day, and just trying to trying to get better from the injury. Still thinking about how and what kind of physical activity I will be doing when I get better from my training. For my training is what I'm saying. After I heal up from this injury, and yes, so what happened is I suffered a foot injury. Now, the foot injury, the reason I have a foot injury is it's not from, okay, I want to make this real clear here. I don't have a foot injury from karate training or any kind of martial arts training. I've never injured myself training martial arts. Like when I say that, I never injured myself. I never broke a bone training or anything, and as far as my shoulder injury goes, that I know it came out of place in a tournament, but what happened with that initially was I was in a car accident in 2005, and I suffered a dislocated shoulder and a broken wrist and abrasions on my body because I had to jump out of my car. I had to literally eject and jump out of the seat of my car before it hit a fence, and there's like a wired hook from the fence that went right through and snagged my chair at the end. So the tow truck employees were saying that I saved my own life by jumping out, and it's a good thing that I did, because like I said, there was like a snagged hook, like a wired fence by the Allen Park Shopping Center. Well, what is the Allen Park Shopping Center today? In the year 2005, it was a VA, Veterans Association, Veterans Assistance. I don't know what the VA stands for exactly. Veterans. It was a veterans hospital for the military personnel and such as that nature. That's what the premises was at the time. Before they knocked it all down, Hollywood came to Michigan, and don't ask me why Hollywood came to Michigan, because I don't know why. I don't have any idea why Hollywood came to Michigan right after my car accident. What they did, came to Allen Park, Michigan, and then so at some point they built up the structure of the Allen Park Shopping Center. Yes. So with that in mind, that's history, and that's the first time I dislocated my shoulder. there's more to that shoulder dislocation too that I know about, but I'm not saying everything in this video. So some of my claims, I want everyone to be aware that they are based on opinions, they're factual, and some of these statements I have are based also on speculation. So for what's based generally, the general information, general statements that are factual, we have that, and then there's, just stating that I have that in my videos content. And then there's also opinionated details like my opinion or theories. A lot of it is a mix of both. Now, or a few mixes. Like it's either true or false. Some things in my video, some statements, and some of these statements I really believe are very true if I cannot prove them myself. But I do have strong belief that some of these things I say in my videos are very true. Some of the statements I claim, some of my claims, whether like these statements might seem like some form of defamation to someone else. Well, the problem is if I have to bring up something in my video, well, I can't, to me personally, I can't get like fair, equal human rights treated to me. And I think that's probably based on my disability status, if that, or some kind of status. So status is like one or two reasons. And then there's the fact of my race that I don't know if that's an issue or a major factor in this. It could be. So I'll throw out the race card, I'll throw out the status card, disability card, about 2-3 cards there. And then the other card is probably like just a basic discrimination card, like people just are denying me and don't want to admit anything because they discriminate against me, meaning they don't accept me. Now, if we ask ourselves, what is discrimination? You can look it up online. Discrimination is defined as it's when like there's all forms of discrimination. If you do your research on what that is, it's literally, like I'll look it up right now. I have my laptop here just so I can give a definitive information of what discrimination is. Okay, so discrimination is treating individuals unfairly based on characteristics like race, religion, gender, disability, or age, violating their rights, and often involving prejudice and bias. So look at that. Okay, you can see that. There you go. This is a real word called discrimination, and it's a real practice, especially in the United States, that some people just don't like to admit is still real. And yes, so I just am saying what the facts is about this discrimination problem in America, and it needs to stop. So I don't like it, so I'm complaining about it. I feel like I faced some kind of discrimination. I could probably name all those: race, religion, gender, disability, and age. Probably all the above and more reasons for discrimination I feel like I faced. When I say gender, I feel like maybe people don't think I'm a man enough to do something or whatever. So there's all kinds of discrimination out there, and it's not right. So we must stop. Yes. Okay. Now, according to what my claims are in that, I do want to state this. I want to say for the record, I want to, if I, let me say this, personally and respectfully, if I have indeed offended people that are watching my video content, that are watching my YouTube channel of RetroRyoHazuki81, if I have offended people and they are not understanding me from where I'm coming from with what I am claiming, I apologize sincerely for that. And at the same time, I have to make people aware that there's no right or wrong way to me to express myself. So if people think perhaps that I am wrong for saying what I say, um, it has to be like proven that I'm wrong or debated that I'm wrong or I don't know how to explain that because some of the experiences I've faced with this Shenmue and this claims of this martial arts degree, this Tekken and all that, some of the people in that class from 1995 I met later in life, and I was unaware of who they were from 7 years before that. They're actually in a class, and I wasn't fully aware that those were some people in my life from at the time, and then I'd seen them again. I actually got to know them in 2002. So it's a lot of things that I went through in my life. I have to say that makes me a different kind of person. That makes me perhaps harder to understand for some people. And I do apologize if people cannot understand me. I'm sorry that people can't understand me. I'm sorry that people don't um, know me. You know, if you don't know me, I even apologize for that in some ways because to me, you never met, you don't know me personally, and uh, like I'm sorry, like I don't know what to say because see, to me, I'm proud of myself for what I achieved, the fight choreography, the claims, and all these things, and from them changing my name to a new name of Ryo Hazuki on a martial arts degree. Now, as much as these teachers may deny that, they may deny a lot of my claims. It's based solely on the fact that they want to deny me. They want to, and they have reasons for that. But they're wanting to deny me. They're wanting to lie. They're wanting to deny my claims because I don't know why. Maybe they're ashamed of something. I don't know. You have to ask them. The teachers, the non teachers, they tell me they don't value that degree. One of the teachers, the one who gave it to me. So my best guess is he doesn't value it because he doesn't want to value it. In my favor, he doesn't want to, but he does value it in someone else's favor to get that money, to get those things that I was supposed to get. And I have recollection memories and evidence traces of that all along the years. And from someone that I got to know and dated in my life, yes, it's real. But this is a real degree. These are real claims, and I'm really telling the truth to the best of my ability. It's not that I want to come online and make up lies and start trouble. No. Like, I feel like sometimes in my life, I have to claim what I've achieved in life, if I have achieved anything at all. And knowing that I did, the teacher is telling me I earned royalties and some other honors through martial arts and honors through, like copyrights probably and trademarks, whatever. I did this for Shenmue and Sega and Bandai Namco. So these things are worth money. They're expensive, what I did. Um, but I may be denied all my life for it. I don't know. If anything that's true, I know that I'm the founder of the system that he used for the video games. Uh, I know that, but I also know that um, there's more claims than that, and I know that it's like a scam or a scheme or something like it. Maybe we could define this as a scheme, the first initial scheme by whoever. I don't know who I don't know who. Like how in Shenmue 3 Ryohazuki points his finger. Well, I don't know who I would point the finger to. Probably multiple sources, but I don't know. There's a lot to unravel and figure out with this Shenmue and this Tekken. Yes, so like these are real claims that I have, and so yes, and like I say too, people may say that I'm mental or he's delusional. This guy, don't believe anything he says. Well, I can tell you this much: I'm not so mental where I can't do the moves again today. I'm not so delusional to where I can't remember I know who the president is today. I know what day it is. I know like today is September 16th, 2025, and it's it's either Wednesday or Tuesday. That I should know, but I don't know everything. But I know what date it is. It's the president today is Donald Trump, and the president 30 years ago was Bill Clinton. Okay, yes. So, yeah, my claims date back to. Actually go back. These claims actually go back 4 years before that to where I'm 10 years old. Oh, because they're also involving this Akira Yuki. So there's like 3 or 4 major claims, or just 5 claims that I'm really knowing that I feel like I know these things because I've done these moves and that, and I feel like I can explain all about this. Honestly, really seems real to me. Yes, so you know, yeah. Anyways, okay, about my foot injury. Yes, so my foot injury, I the reason I have the reason I have a foot injury, I'll say it again, it's not from doing martial arts, it's not from jumping in the air, doing a fancy kick, or landing the wrong way from being up high in the air from a jump. No, this injury is not from any kind of martial arts. No training, no tournament, nothing. No, it's none of that. Um, I was okay. What happened? One morning, I was asleep on this. I was sleeping right here where I'm at, and oh, and I was helping out around the house, and there was actually a few things that were on the stairs that were like garbage or whatever, and it was not from me, but it was from perhaps maybe someone else, and I I decided to pick it up and I put it in a bag. And then when I was pivoting, okay, what happened? I was getting off the stairs too. So I pivoted my body off the stairs. But what happened is I, my body's asleep. My bones and my body, everything feels like it's asleep. And I was in a deep sleep when I woke up and did this. The stairs, had some trash on it or whatever. And so I picked it up, put it in the bag, and I pivoted off a few stairs, landed on this right foot, but I was wearing Nike sandals. I guess you could call them sandals, flip flops, sandals, Nike. Um, and so it it the foot twisted it a lot, and it like what happened is the sandals didn't help it to become stable when I landed on the foot. I was pivoting off it from the stairs, and um, so I was pivoting off the step, and then it twisted up, And what happened is the middle tarsal bone fractured. This is like a fracture in the middle tarsal bone, and then it's chip below it. There's a chip below it too. So these are the results from the podiatrist who informed me of what happened through the X-ray, and he's telling me that he's telling me that you'll be fine, you'll heal up again. Okay, so he says you have to get better, and it's going to take you 1 to 2 months to get better. Um, keep wearing like this boot. It's like a removable cast. So it's a removable cast. He says keep wearing it. Wear it 24 hours, 7 days a week for 1 month, and up and maybe 2 months. Oh, okay. And he says so you'll get better in 1 to 2 months. He doesn't tell me that, and he says keep wearing it full 2 months, and he says to use a cane, utilize a cane, whatever you have to get around and do things on your own. He says that, and I asked this podiatrist. So I asked him. I said, okay, I'm also a talented martial artist in my history. I have a history of being a very gifted martial artist person, and I want to ask you if I can do karate again after this injury. He says, oh yes, yeah, you'll heal up fine. He says you'll heal up fine. He says that he says I wouldn't do karate again until after 3 or 4 months. He says just give your body time to heal up and do it again. So, it will heal. And so far it's been 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or so. You know, but what I'm coming online to present to everybody is also the fight choreography of Shenmue and a fight choreography of Tekken Jin Kazama character. So when I say the fight choreography of Shenmue, it's primarily the fight choreography of RetroRyoHazuki. There may be a time where I will do the fight choreography of Guizhang. Some of the moves are from Guizhang because RetroRyoHazuki does some moves that are taught to him by Guizhang. And who's to say I won't do the fight choreography of Guizhang one day too? You never know. But yes, so that being said, I'm gonna get better with his foot injury. It's gonna get better. Be doing fine. Um, but in the meantime, I'm doing what needs to be done, and I don't say everything that I'm up to, but I'm taking care of my own business, living my life, and persisting, trying to make it in life, still pursuing what I had earned from that martial arts degree, still pursuing it, like, just because right now I don't have the money to monetize this channel, oh, I do plan to still monetize this YouTube channel, yes. Um, like I say, all my claims are real legitimate claims. And, like, they're very impressive claims too. Very valuable claims. Even though, this teacher I had doesn't want to value that, it's injustice. Justice to me, it's injustice. It's not right. Um, what he's saying and what he's implying to me is that I don't care. I do what I want to do with this degree I gave to you. I took it back from you. And basically, Ryan, I don't have to like you. I don't have to be your friend. I don't have to care about you. Just like the other Dons, we don't really care about you. Just tell me that in a way. That's the impression I'm getting. We don't have to like you. We don't have to befriend you. We don't have to care about you. You're just a student that came in and you earned a degree. And I don't want to say nothing else. Like, he's telling me you earned a degree. It may have been honorable to you or whatever you're thinking of it, but I just don't care because I can do whatever I want because I'm also a policeman too. So he can bend and break the laws. In my mind, that's what he's saying. I can break the laws. I can commit fraud. In the name of me being a policeman, I can do all these things, and I can get away with fraud, and I can get away with breaking international laws because I'm a policeman, and I can get away with all this because I'm better than you, and I can get away with this because I'm more special, and I don't give a crap about you. I'm more special because I got straight A's in school. Whatever he's thinking. To me, it's like he would use his authority and power to get his way, I think. Now, I don't think. Let me say this. I don't think he's like an all bad person. He's like an all evil man or anything. He's not all bad, not all evil. But I do think there are traces of injustice and illegal and activities he's done. He's broken the law. I don't know how many times if he's a cop, and he thinks that he's above the law. To me, I get the impression that he thinks he can just call it justice to give this to his family 30 years ago and let them have the power of this Shenmue or something. I don't know who has the behind the closed doors, who gets the credit and the royalties for this. I believe they spread that amongst the vast majority of people. Those royalties and the money that I've earned. In my opinion, it's not right that they would do that. But people just do things and they break laws and they do what they want to do anyway. Why? I don't know why people get away with that sometimes, but they do. And like I say, is it discrimination? I think it is. I think there's all the above ways people will discriminate against me. I am also a minority, being of Mexican American descent. So, I don't want to say, should I be sorry? Say sorry, I'm sorry for being Mexican, everybody. I don't think that's right. It's just that way, and I don't like to admit that. I'd rather deny that. There's a lot of times, a lot of days, if I can, I'd rather be like 100% Caucasian, 100% some other race that's accepted of a European nation, of the white man or whatever, but I'm also got Indian in me, perhaps Native American Indian, so I also think of other European nationalities as like white man, in a way. And I'm also a white man because I have Spanish in me, and Spanish is European race. Yes, so if I speak Spanish, if I ever do, if I ever speak a little French or Spanish in conversation, just to have fun, it doesn't mean I'm anything less. It's just like, Spanish is part of what I am, part of my background and my race. And, it's like I'm trying to identify the problem here somewhat. So, I know that it may be not always accepted. It may be more accepted. It may be valued. It may be respected by some people. But from what I gather, the culture, from what I'm used to in Southeast Michigan, also known as Detroit, in a way, like I do respect the way things are here a lot, but I just it's like, I'm from Michigan. I'm from Southwest Detroit too, somewhat, and Mexican town. My family's from there. Um, like I grew up with Spanish being spoken all around me, and English too being spoken all around me. So I can't just call myself like something that I don't believe myself to be sometimes. Oh, what can I say? That's racism. What do I say? I don't know. That's prejudice. Whatever it is. Yes. So, you know, life is real. Life is what it is. So, yes. And anyway, it's a nice evening tonight. It's a nice evening. I don't want to be gloomy and negative about my, status online. Not trying to be positive and more optimistic about my channel. Like not trying to be negative so much. Although the reaction or the feedback that I may get from, you know, the people who call themselves in legal authority may be more negative. Um, to me, it doesn't necessarily mean they're even right at all. It's just, oh, well, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, I don't think, actually, I don't think I have to be like, I don't think I have to be black to identify what discrimination is. See, I don't think I have to be black. I don't think I have to be like Rosa Parks, or I don't think I have to be like Martin Luther King Jr. Or, I don't think I have to be Abraham Lincoln even to. Abraham Lincoln was standing up to um, slavery. Okay, I don't think I have to be in those figures. And you know what? If anything, I don't want to be any of those figures. I don't want to be known in history for this, really, at all, for fighting for my human rights. Really, I don't really want to be known for that. But I'm already online. It's just the fact that like the part of the reason I don't want to be known for that. It's kind of dangerous to be known for that. It's like, wow. But I'm only trying. How do I explain this? Like, I'm only trying to get the money that I was deserving of, that I earned in my martial arts training. I'm only trying to get the money, the credit, and I'm only trying to present myself to having a good job, like to be like a martial arts movie actor one day, if that's even possible at this time in my life. That I don't know, but I've been denied all these things, and it never was right to me. But I don't want to be like really, putting myself in danger to claim this. And I mean, holy shit, I don't want to do that to myself. But see, it's a big problem when you're coming from a city, of Detroit. Like my own father was on 12th Street most of his life in Detroit, Michigan, and he can remember there being tanks and soldiers and military personnel going down the street. Lots of tanks, lots of people rioting and stuff down in the street in Detroit, Michigan. And they would keep their doors closed in the 50s to avoid that. So my grandfather was so stubborn, he did not want to leave Detroit no matter what. He didn't want to leave the 12th Street no matter what. That's his home. He's proud that's where he lives. So, I don't think I should have to leave even downriver Michigan in a way, if see, this is where my background, my history is like my family's this way, and you know, I don't want to be putting myself in danger here, but I don't really. I mean, you know, when I say okay, when I say downriver Michigan, well, I'm referring to also this southeast part of Michigan too. But this is part of the state that has these kind of problems. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really identify these problems enough because they're trying. This is in our history. Detroit has had discrimination problems. Rosa Parks comes from Detroit. Um, does Martin Luther King Jr. come to Detroit? That's something I should know. Maybe he does, and I don't even know. But he's in history, that's for sure. Um, I do know that Rosa Parks is from Detroit, and so um, there's a lot of history in Southeast Michigan too. That's what I'm saying too. The light bulb of Thomas Edison in Dearborn, Michigan, they have that. Henry Ford is from Dearborn too. My family has history from Henry Ford, health system, not health system. My family has history from Henry Ford, the car plants, making the cars, working at the car factory of Henry Ford. Like from my grandfather and all the people, all the family members, all my family worked for Henry Ford in my history. So, what I'm claiming about this Shenmue and Tekken, it's it's not that I don't have any right to claim it, because I remember one of the statements the teacher did say is that he has every right to claim this. So, like, oh, if they want to deny this and not say nothing to me about this and get away with this, you know, I don't like to just point the finger and call it discrimination, but I guess it's, I'm supposed to shut up about that or whatever. Uh, you know, okay, so I have some people working for me or with me that I'm telling me that, I can do some things about this channel, that it's possible I can do some things about this channel and get some royalties in another way for this channel. But, you know, the royalties I'm deserving of are probably really expensive from what I'm deserving of. Um, it's just the fact is that it remains my last name is like, you know, and my family's what? Mexican, so um well, discrimination's real, and I don't like to just say that, but I have to say it sometimes, and I hate to say it, but maybe the world will be a better place even more further along in the future. I don't know what to say, but at the same time, I do say these things because I need money. I have to go to the store to buy groceries so I can cook food that night. I have to go out to the gas station to get gas. I have to go places. I have to study my schoolwork. I have to live my own life. I have to. Maybe I want to date someone. Well, I might want to date someone. That's been done in my history somewhat, whatever, but maybe I am a man, and maybe I like to be respected as a man. Maybe I don't like to face all kind of forms of unacceptance. In other words, so, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I just want the same human rights that everybody else gets under the United States of America, under the flag, under our country's constitution, my human rights, and all these things. I believe that I deserve all the human rights that everybody else gets in this country. So, like I said, I don't want to offend anybody by posting what I do online. I don't want to offend people. And let me explain this. My claims about this ex-girlfriend I had that was also, like, to me, like a fake relationship, I don't want to offend any of those people. I don't want to offend anybody. But when people run all over me and take away all my human rights and deny me and everything, and enough to me is enough, and I have to stand up for my life. I have to fight for my life. I have to stand up for my human rights. I think I have the right to life too, and I don't think I should be denied that. The right to life. I have the right to life. I have the right to good things in life. If I earn the finer things in life, well, somebody else might have that. That I earned that, but I mean, I don't like to just say that, but who am I? What am I? What have I done with my life? Oh, I had a certification of a degree that stated all these things I'm claiming, and then it's undocumented, and then it's lost, and then now the teacher just says to throw that away if you have it. That's because these teachers are not being truthful and honest enough. They're denying this. They got paid off, whatever the hell. Come on now. Let's just, I shouldn't have to teach people how to have respect. Like these teachers, I shouldn't have to teach them about respect. These teachers, I shouldn't have to teach them about what's right and wrong, I mean, I'm not their parent. I'm not their, I shouldn't have to teach them common sense. They should have this already. These teachers should have, enough brains to understand that when they're wrong, they're wrong. And when I'm right, I'm right. And they should have enough common sense and brain matter to know this stuff. They're not idiots. They're not retarded. They're doing fancy moves too. They have enough brain matter to figure this out, I think. And I mean, damn, come on now. How stupid do we gotta be? In my mind, how stupid are they? How stupid they gotta make me feel this stupid to come online and present this to the whole world because they got away with denying my degree, taking my money, giving it to their daughters, giving it to their grandkids, giving it to themselves, and laughing to the bank. That's really offensive to me. I'm offended by that, but that's what I think happened. I mean, it's not right, none of it, but then I got to be concerned about saying these things that, oh yeah, I'm making these claims and blah, blah, blah. It's offensive. It's offensive. Well, I'm not supposed to be sorry, but I don't want to offend people who are wrong, but I don't know how to make them right. I got to stamp a stamp on them and say, you're right, you're better. And then there's your star. What am I supposed to do about that? Because it's not even right. And let me talk about this too. Other people in my family have problems with human rights, I think, too. Like, if they can't get a lawyer to take their case, well, they don't have human rights. Like, I'm gonna give an example here. But my younger brother went to a state hospital, psychiatric hospital, and he was neglected being cared for the right way at that state hospital. It's called Walter Reuther Hospital. And he was assaulted. He was violently, almost fatally, deadly assaulted by a person of African American descent. Or was he from Africa? I don't know where he is, but where he's from, but I know he's black. And he assaulted my brother. And he violently assaulted my brother. And what happened is, he took this. So he had. What happened is what happened is he really punched him in the eye a lot and punched him so hard. My brother today, he doesn't even have all his vision. He doesn't even have all his vision and all his ability to do things. People don't realize this about my younger brother. So he can't see the same way you can see. and he's younger than me. Now, when we look at ourselves and we take for granted our vision, our ability to do things, our ability to walk and that, just remember, you might have more human rights than someone that's Mexican. You might have more rights than someone that's black or Asian or whatever. But if you're a white person, well, you might have more rights. In Michigan, think about it. Man, I shouldn't have to. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out. But like really, what happened? So what happened to my younger brother? This big black asshole assaulted my brother. I guess he didn't wash his hands in the psychiatric unit. He didn't wash his hands before he went to bed, and he told him that this guy. And I don't care to say his name. His name is funny. Is all over these Fredericks Meyer. Meyer promotes Frederick. Fredericks this, Fredericks that. That's the first name of this asshole. And assaulted my brother. He offended me. Okay, so got away with it. And now later it's funny, I see his name all over these Meyer Fredericks everywhere. Is there some correlation there? I don't know. But I do know everything labeled as Fredericks at Meyer has a black bag. It's all in something black. This person who assaulted my brother was black. That's all I know. Is there some relation there? Well, maybe they paid him off. Maybe his family got money. Because, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, okay? Maybe he gets credit and stuff because he's black and get away with that. I don't know what it is. I'm not racist. I'm not prejudiced against people of African American descent, no. But they have a lot of rights already, okay, because of their history. I understand that. I do. But look at me. I'm Mexican, and then you're not. It's like a lot of problems with me being Mexican with that, or anyone. So what I'm saying is that, okay, so what happened, he got fatally, brutally, like really badly assaulted, black eye, blood everywhere. He's sleeping, and the asshole jumped on him and beat the hell out of him. So, he got away with that in a psychiatric hospital, and he can't see as well now. He can't see as well because of that asshole, I guess, and someone else that assaulted him in the hospital. So I wish I could be with my brother everywhere I go to protect him. It makes me angry that time the Wyandotte police were keeping me away from my brother when he needed some help, and they're keeping me away from them. They're chasing me down the road, trying to keep me away from my own brother. I mean, what kind of idiotic police force is that? Sorry. I'm not sorry. Say you're sorry, assholes. Should I be sorry? No. I'm just a dumb Mexican, right? I mean, I don't know what to think of it. It's terrible, what the real world is like. So, yeah. Problem. Yep. But what I'm saying is that this. Okay, so what happened with that? My brother that was in the hospital like that year. Okay, so he presents his case to Jeffrey Feiger law firm. Jeffrey Feiger law firm. He took his case to there in Southfield, Michigan, and they were going to take his case, but then they had a vote on this, taking the case, and then they denied taking his case. So they didn't take his case. They were going to, but then they didn't. I'm thinking it's because the person who assaulted him, and I'm in Michigan, we're in Michigan, his race is my race, Mexican, or both Mexican and American, and the person who assaulted him, his race is black. So I'm thinking that they give black people more human rights to get away with breaking laws and stuff. I'm not trying to pick on black people. No, I kind of like black people and respect African American culture and society. I do, but Look at my family, what we have to go through, what I have to go through, being Mexican. We're in between of white and black in a way. And we can't be accepted like black people, I think, have more human rights than me sometimes. See? So this is the crap that my family goes through. Jeffrey Flagger would not accept the case, you know, and my brother has problems for the rest of his life with his vision and everything. That's bogus crap to me. That's bullshit, really. And why did he have to go through that? Well, I don't know. Maybe if my brother was also black, you know, I don't know. But it's a problem, I think, that the guy who assaulted my brother was black. See? So, and he's not black. So, okay. What am I going to think? I don't know what to think of that. They wouldn't accept the case. There was legitimate evidence. See, this is the thing, too. Maybe it's also the fact that the state of Michigan gets away with this shit. The state of Michigan would be the ones getting sued because that's Walter Reuther Hospital. See? That's a state hospital in Michigan. So they would get away with this. Now, my human rights being violated for doing this Shenmue and all this, what would I do? Sue the state of Michigan for this? And then they got this next door law firm of Scoop and Lucas law firm, surname, whatever they are. Oh, they get away with that. They get away with, the teacher gave them that money and that, so that's offensive to me. Like, if I don't get my money, if I don't get what I'm worth from that, well, that's like discrimination. That's fraud. And that's what? What am I going to do? I don't want to sue the state of Michigan. I don't want to do that. But if the state of Michigan is so shitty like that, they need to get in trouble. They need to get found out. No, it's all about the fucking news on the TV about which Channel 2, Channel 7, every day we got more people that are killing people in Detroit and all the crime and all the history. They got so much crime in Detroit, so much history, proud history here. Get over yourselves about your history. I think they should, and stop being that way. But I don't know what to do about Detroit. I don't think I should be mayor. I don't think I should want to be mayor. I don't think I'd accept it anyway. But they just have a bunch of problems in Detroit, a bunch of crime, and I don't think it's always safe here. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's insane. It's crazy here in Southeast Michigan. I'm from here, but this is what it's really like here. And if you're Mexican, you better be a cool Mexican guy. You better be a Chicano. You better be like accepted. You better not be a quarter to the half breed or something. You better not be like that. You better be a cool quarter or half breed Mexican. I don't know how to explain it to people. You better be cool. Play your cards, your solitaire right. Whatever the hell. Abracadabra. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. I don't know what to do. So that's reality for me. That's reality for the state of Michigan. That's reality for the planet. See, these claims are real claims. And Shenmue I believe that it has history in Michigan a lot. It does in Lincoln Park. But they're probably never going to want to admit that, because, well, people think they're better. They have more authority. They think they're more special. And these people, like a director of that place won't let me train because the Lincoln Park Region 5 facility, she won't let me train, and she doesn't have legitimate cause or reason to deny me that. So, well, it's discrimination, okay? There's not just racism discrimination. No, it's based on race, religion, gender, disability, age, prejudice, bias. I think I've faced all the above in my life many times. But, well, they don't have legitimate reason to deny me that training there, but they don't want to accept me because, well, they're just jerks like that. They're not good people to me. They're not good people in my belief to not accept me there. Because why? I'm trying to guess and speculate all the damn reasons why it could be. Like, there must have been some people paying off, certain people paying them off money, paying them off, and then they have more human rights than me from money. See? So I'm nobody and they're better. Well, that's just bullshit and that's not right. So I'm complaining about that. I have the right to freedom of speech. I have the right to complain about this. And if people would get mad about me saying something bad about a law firm, about people that are like what? Having sex in bathrooms, you know, like the girl I dated for 3 years was having sex in bathrooms when I was with her, with other people, and making me look stupid all the time, like making my reputation look bad. And then this teacher's orchestrating all that scheme, and then he got the law firm involved, all that, you know, how can they even call that defamation to me? If that is true, which I strongly believe, you know, I either already know these things, or I just know they're probably very true. But to me, it's like I know these things already, and it's like that because that's the way I remembered it. This kind of shit, you know, like I go through all this. Nobody accepts me over the years, you know, so I don't know what to do. I mean, you know, I don't just, you know, talk to people that I don't know and trust people that I don't know around here because I don't know them. You know, I don't know them anyway. And you know, it's just too much. You know, like I might not be fitting in with people that I don't know. And it's just not something that I want to just do. It's not something that I even should do sometimes because it's look at my claims, you know, look at my life. And why am I feeling like I have a different kind of life? Because, oh, well, I did this for Shenmue. I did these moves 30 years ago. I created the fighting system for Shenmue 1 and 2 and 3. I created the fighting system. The way I did it was that I did it in the martial arts training at Region 5, and then the Don teachers filmed that with a big bulky camera or a cell phone later, and then they extracted that from my moves from the training. They extracted that, and they created a system, a fighting system for these video games of Shenmue and Tekken's Gen Kazama character. So they extracted my training and created the system like that. One of those Don teachers is an IT major. They have a lot of knowledge. Those teachers, they're not stupid. Believe me, they're like very intelligent people. Those teachers, but I just think like the biggest problem is that I'm not accepted by them at times because of reasons that I cannot help. That are out of my hands. There's reasons it's out of my hands. It's out of my control. And I can't make people accept me that are my Don teachers. If they like me, if they might like me, they might really love me and like me now, but I don't know. I don't really know, you know, so, yes, and that's about all I can say. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning to my channel. I'm RetroRyoHazuki81.